Welcome to an exciting new episode of Almost Above Average, where we go beyond the ordinary and dive deep into the world of innovation and creativity. Today, we are thrilled to have a special guest with us, the mastermind behind the AWFL clothing apparel and merch claim, Lonnie Doyle. Join us as we explore a wide range of topics with Lonnie, from the latest in technology and business trends to the intricacies of different valuations across various fields. We'll also delve into the world of copywriting and social media and the challenges it poses for creators like us. But that's not all. We also touch upon the importance of health and nutrition, the power of habits, and so much more. Get ready for an episode that's packed with valuable insights and inspiring conversations. Before we delve in, we'd like to ask for your support. If you enjoy our podcast and find today's episode insightful, please consider leaving us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast platform. We encourage you to share this episode with your loved ones so they too can join in on our discussions. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be inspired as we take a deep dive into the mind of a true visionary. Without further ado, let's jump into the conversation.
We actually, my tribe, we just bought this building, well, not a giant building, but it's big for us, and we're going to put a bunch of our services out there, and we just got a new roof, and it was through insurance. So I don't know if someone approached them and said, hey, let's get this set up or whatever, but I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's the thing out here.
I'm sure it was, man. It ain't no secret. It's everywhere.
I'm looking at my roof, dude, trying to see what I got going on.
Yo, when you get out there, take some pictures, send it to me, man. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah. You got a drone?
Yeah, I do.
There you go.
Take some pictures there. Yeah. I actually just recently got a big old ladder, too. I had to get up and clean out all my gutters. Something I do notice, or I did notice, I cleaned it all out, is in my rain gutters, there's a bunch of the sand and all that stuff from the shingles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that stuff washes off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But
it's a bad thing. That's your roof falling apart.
Okay, cool. Right on. Good to know.
Yeah. I mean, it's not totally detrimental at this point. You're probably okay unless there's water coming through your roof.
Nope, I'm not seeing any leaking, but if I suddenly disappear from the screen and you see things falling from above, you'll know what that was, apparently.
Bro, I'm bringing my ladder and I'm coming over. I'm going to help. All right? We're going to get you taken care of.
There's this whole housing tract in Reno that they used for all their plumbing, all their pipe and stuff, instead of PVC, they use like this flexible stuff. I forget what it was called. There's a kind that's really popular now that's supposed to be good. But before this most recent one, there was this other company, and the stuff they use, it's like red and blue stuff.
Yeah. And
for the hot and cold, and it falls apart after like 10, 15 years. It just starts coming apart. And this whole housing tract in South Reno, every house was having issues because they used it. And this one guy, his bathtub fell through the floor on the second floor.
No shit.
Yeah.
So what do they do? They just build all out of code shit?
Well, no, it was good back in the day, and then everybody that could sued that company. The company finally just went like insolvent and went out of business. Yeah. So now all these people that have these issues, you just have to come out of pocket and get your whole house replumbed with like the good stuff. Remember Sam Bruno? Right now. Sam Bruno, he has a plumbing company. Him and his brother, they have a plumbing company. And I was talking to him. I'm like, dude, put some door hangers together and go hang them on every door in that whole neighborhood, man. Everybody needs it. I don't know if he ever did
killing it, I bet, right now, dude. He's making a killing.
Yeah, I think him and his brother do really well. They've got it's like Bruno Plumbing or something. Sick.
Yeah. Some of these
if you're willing to learn it and get licensed and you get all your stuff going, man, I'm sure it's hard work, but it's good money, especially when you're owning it. You're not like an employee.
You can kind of name your own price. It's like, how much would I do this for? Most people do it for 7. I'll do it for 10. Like, it depends on if you have 100 customers, you have tons of customers. I'll do this for a significant amount of money only because it inconveniences me. You can kind of call the shots.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And
I love that.
Everybody always wants, it's like a race to the bottom. Everybody always wants to make the best price possible. Don't do that, dude.
No. Well, no, maybe the best, but not the lowest for sure.
Best
you don't
value.
Want to advertise, best value. You don't want to advertise you're the cheapest. Never.
And what's funny is government agencies like RTC there in Reno, they do a bunch of transportation projects, a bunch of construction projects. They'll redo sidewalks and roads and stuff like that. Yeah. And when they do the whole bidding process, they literally just take the lowest bidder bidder no matter what. It's like, dude, but I guess that's the most like like in that whole game, what other criteria are you going to go by that like you're not going to get sued for like discrimination in some way, shape, or form? So cheap is just the best. And then the companies that are good at this stuff, they'll give you the freaking super lowball price because they know that they're going to do a bunch of change orders. Change orders is, this wasn't what we thought it was. We're going to need to charge you more. You know what I mean? And they get really good at that game, this whole thing. So
keep moving the ball down the field and hiking up the price.
Yeah. And that's when you kind of see, you're like, okay, who's the project manager on this? Who's overseeing this? Where's the weak point? So where is like some weakest link somewhere, because we can just start chucking them under the bus. Hey, your designer, he messed this up. So when we gave you this quote, it was based on, what we got from the designer.
Yeah. There's a million avenues to talk your way out of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I guess
they don't know the whole game. They need you because they don't know what the hell's what. So as long as you sound like you know what you're talking about.
That's what it is. Everybody's supposed to know. If you got a strong, let's say you got a strong project manager, you got a strong designer, and all your consultants and stuff, everybody knows what's up.
Right.
Well, now the construction company isn't able to try to play that game as much. No. We know what that is.
We wrote the book on that shit.
Yeah. But that's what they do. They try to find something weak, like somebody that's not strong that maybe doesn't know, and then they just freaking go for it. They smell blood and they go for it. But back to the whole plumbing thing, that's a whole game in and of itself too. How busy are you? What kind of customers do you want? Because what I've noticed is when you think you're hooking someone up, like you give them the cheapest price, you're trying to convince them this is good for you to do. Here's the cheapest price, and they're kind of they're on the fence. They're like, oh, I guess. Yeah. And they don't realize that you're giving them a way better price than people normally get, and they end up being the biggest headache. You're saying
they have no reference for it. There's no way for them to honestly know that you gave them a good deal. So even when you do give them a good deal, they think you ripped them off, and it's like, man, I hooked you up, bro, and you're mad at me.
Exactly. Dude, and that's the weird thing. I got a homie that sells cars, and he says the people that complain the most are always the people that got the best deals. And the happiest people, the people that are happy and refer their friends to you and say all these good things about the dealership, that's the guy that you probably charge $10,000 more than you needed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's weird, that whole thing. So I like your your perspective where it's I'm going to charge it, your quotes are mostly for $7,000. I'm going to charge you 10, but you're going to get good quality work. You're going to get something solid. You're going to get something with a warranty or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you're paying for what you get. And I'm learning that more and more. As we get up in age, as we start getting older, the cheapest isn't always the best, man.
No, exactly. Only recently, especially in this line of work, have I realized value is what I've learned a lot in this field. Because it is kind of a judgment call. A lot of these things, And
value is what you communicate. That's when sales comes in.
Right.
I bet that's a lot of what you do when you're talking to these people about the roof situations.
Yeah.
That's the salesman's job, to show the value, to build the value. You know what I mean?
And how many times am I coming out there? What am I doing when I'm out there? Am I doing significant amounts of work? I'm going to make sure I get compensated for that. You know what I mean? Especially if it takes 6 to 8 months and I'm doing a good job, I'm going to make sure I'm compensated for that. That's value. That is value.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Because you can't do this without me. This kind of thing. Not me in particular, but this you need someone like me to do this kind of work. So it works out.
And that just builds the perception of value too. You almost feel better. You feel better knowing that you got the better person, knowing that you got someone that's solid. Even if it was a little extra money, you're sleeping better that night.
Right.
And that whole thing. So I like that. And that's kind of what I'm wondering with a lot of what I'm doing right now with the merch claim is right now my offers, if I was to launch today with my current price points, almost it's, some people say give them their, especially on a subscription-based model, give them a really good offer, something that's just ridiculous that is almost impossible to say no to. But now, after the conversation you and I are having, I don't know, man. I've got packages right now. My most expensive monthly subscription is $40 a month. And that's for the top tier. Granted, the sign up, the design fee, there's always a sign up fee up front. That sign up fee is $2.99 because it's building a whole website for you. But then it's only $40 a month after that. So that one kind of makes sense because you're paying a little more up front. Granted, most people paying $3-4 grand for a website these days isn't uncommon. So
Were you questioning it, trying to raise your prices? Is that what you're questioning?
Yeah, I'm wondering where I'm at because the middle of the tier goes 25, 35, and 40, I think, right now.
Why don't you do it like this? Let the market dictate your prices. Like you can run it at your current prices for a while as a beta test, see what you get out of that, and then you can make a good determination. Like, are people even willing to pay that?
At that, yeah. I mean, at what point is it all just like you're just spitballing? You're just like kind of guessing anyway. You got to kind of feel it out and figure what it is. A lot of what I'm using is I'm trying to be a better price than the top competitors. Like, I'm basing a lot of my monthly prices on Shopify right now. Shopify, dude, they're huge. They, I'm sure you've heard of them. They're like do-it-yourself e-commerce platform. If you want to create your own online store on your website, bro, that's so funny. You said you tried. So they claim it's a do-it-yourself and that anybody can do it, but as we speak right now, there are third-party Shopify website designers that make $35 to $45 an hour on ZipRecruiter. So how easy is it if there's people literally like making a living off designing your store for you?
No bullshit. I think I still paid like $2.99 a month because I can't figure out how to fucking get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I'm losing out on $3 a month still. I'll figure that out.
I think they've got a free version too, but then if you want to start using any of the features. But yeah, so a lot of my pricing I'm basing off what I'm seeing with them. They get like, obviously by the time you're at one of their top tiers, you're probably killing it, selling all sorts of stuff on your website and doing crazy numbers. But they've got subscriptions on the higher tier that are like a lot of money. But you got to think like some of these websites, dude, they're getting like millions of like visits and stuff. So you got to have the cloud space and the speed and the ability to prevent your site from crashing when you're just getting absolutely slammed. That's a good problem to have, though. So
that's a great problem to have. So you want enough bandwidth at the beginning to make sure it doesn't get overwhelmed, right?
Yeah. I'm sure you've heard like on the Joe Rogan podcast, he'll be talking to someone, the guy will be like, I've got a website. He's like, well, let's think about this before I say the name of your website. Because you see things all the time, dude. Like, what's your hosting plan?
Do you know who I am?
Because I will crash your shit right now.
Yeah, I want that kind of stuff.
That's another thing to think about. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that kind. And he's very liberal with it too. He's always putting his homies on, dude. He's got so many friends and stuff that I don't want to say like he's solely responsible for their career, but I mean,
it doesn't hurt at all.
Have you heard of Sturgill Simpson?
Oh no.
You'd probably like him. Do you listen to much country or no?
Yeah.
So this guy is he's in Nashville, kind of where like the heart of it is, right? And he's that dude that was always considered like every artist's favorite artist. So he's like a second generation guy. Like he grew up and his whole family were doing this. They were like playing bluegrass and stuff like that. And so he's like he's got like that real twangy style, and it's almost like borderlines on like rock and roll with how well he plays the guitar and shit. It's got like a little bit of blues to it and stuff. But he, in Nashville, has always been considered like all like top, like the big artists that are making tons of money and going on tour and selling a ton of records. They're always like, Sturgill, man. Sturgill's like the real deal, though.
That's the man
right there. He made this song called, what was it called? You Can Have the Crown. The song was called You Can Have the Crown. And it was basically saying, hey, everybody says I'm good, but I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? He's like, they call me King Turd up here on Shit Mountain. If you want it, you can have the crown. Dude, it's hilarious, King Turd on the Shit Mountain. And then Rogan took a really good liking to him. And he did a few podcasts, and he's cool, man. He's fun to listen to on those. And fast forward, dude, he's huge. He's so big now. He blew up so hard. I mean, that's how I found out about him, and now I listen to him. He's got some really cool songs, dude. You should check him out. He's got this one song called Turtles All the Way Down, and it's about psychedelics and shit. And it's actually like a really good song.
Should we check it out?
I don't know, can we? I don't know how that works.
I don't know how copywriting works.
I know a lot of podcasters, YouTubers, they can only play small amounts of stuff like that. Otherwise, it might get you, hey, this is a good way to know if anybody's even paying attention to your stuff that close on YouTube anyway, dude.
Well, I did.
A quick little strike.
That'd be good, right? Just to see where I'm at.
Yeah. Just you're playing full on other people's songs and know it like they're not. You're like, damn, dude, I need to get some more clout.
I got copyright. Did I tell you I got copyrighted on TikTok for my own song?
No way.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
I've appealed it a bunch of times and they're not changing it. They're not doing anything. But like I wrote, recorded, produced it, put it, had it mixed, mass, all of it, and released it. Like, it's mine.
I wonder if you have to add it to their library or something first.
That might be it.
Because you see a lot of people's stuff getting muted and stuff. Like, I don't know if they'll
Yeah,
ever,
that's
like,
what it is. It's muted.
so that's what it is. They have some sort of bot. They have some sort of like AI technology that just goes through all these and finds stuff. And it's like, this isn't like in our approved library. Have you ever been messing with that CapCut and you see a really cool template and you're like, dude, that is sick. And then you go through all the steps to use that template and make it, but you can't find that song. That song's not anywhere.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, how does that work? Because that song isn't like part of their approved stuff or whatever.
Yeah, or sometimes you can make a song on TikTok, put it on Facebook, and you have to change the music.
You have to use different music, or you have to go through the whole, like we were talking about before, where you go, like, you find it on YouTube, and then you turn it into an MP3, and then you're kind of just building it from scratch. But then I think that messes up the algo, because a lot of people that are using that template, they're getting more clout, they're getting more views, because the algo's like, ooh, this is hot. So when you go through to make it all from scratch yourself, even though it's the same template with the same song, you're not getting recognized by the same algo. Because, like, have you ever like gone and watching a TikTok and then you click the bottom right corner because that's the song? It says use this song or that's the audio. You have to literally be using that audio file. So you, like, when you go through all those extra steps,
the audio file that's going viral.
Exactly, it's that specific one. So, and I think that's more of a newer development, because I remember back in the day it was the Wild West, dude. You could just put anything on there and the songs were always available every time. And what that is the artists. So there's I forget what they're called. There's these organizations that make sure that the artists are getting royalties if their music's played.
I heard of an organization like that.
Yeah, they go around, like, even if you're just like a regular, like I remember Fitness for 10, when I worked at Fitness for 10 back in the day, selling corporate memberships to businesses and stuff. One of the GMs at the Carson thing, they put these little TV screens on all the treadmills and ellipticals and stuff. Yeah. And there would be music on those every once in a while. Like, commercial would play music or something like that. And the organization came and said, hey, if you're playing these, you have to pay a monthly fee to be able to play this music and stuff. Or if you just have a waiting room that's just playing music, if you got like your own playlist or something, you have to make sure that you're paying that organization. I could look it up right now. I forget what it is. But all that is making sure, because, you know, like these musical artists or actors, they walk out to their mailbox every month and they get checks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, how many spins they got here, stuff like that. Yeah. And it's a really weird thing. So that's what's happening on TikTok right now. So TikTok had to finally create enough infrastructure to where the artists are getting credit for their stuff and not everybody's just using whatever. You know what I mean? Right. And so I think you just have to figure that whole process out. So you have to publish it.
Yeah, it's probably an application process, I'm sure.
Something. I don't know what it is. I'd love to look into it.
That's some good insight. I'll actually look into that.
Dude, that'd be cool to get your music on. That's how a lot of people like blow up these days.
Right.
Like, a little portion of their songs will like blow up and like it's viral, and then people either have their like, I don't dance now, I do the cha-cha and all that stuff. Yeah. Like that guy, dude, that guy's on tour killing it right now because people are freaking kicking their sandals in the air making weird TikTok videos.
Bro, I've been sneaking in my own songs in all of my content in the hopes of that for like the last 2 years. Just not in every single one of them, but a lot of them have my shit in there.
Dude, you should do the duet thing too. You ever see like people make beats like duet this?
Yeah.
That'd be sick. You could have like, because it's usually hip hop where like they want you to rap over their beat. You got some really good, like guitar skills to where you play the guitar, you'll sing over it. You can have your song that you did over that guitar, but then you just play the riff. You're like, show me what you got over this riff, duet this.
Right. I do want to start doing that, but I've been trying to do what I couldn't figure out how to do is like duet any video and get the audio to play with their audio. So every time I did it, one was always turned down because I do want to do those videos. Like, I made a few of them freestyling over rap beats, and it's just, I don't know how to fix that yet. So it's just another thing to overcome. But I will, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a super common problem. I'm sure that's a quick freaking YouTube rabbit hole, something where you just kind of, there's all good stuff to think about though, man. I'd love to. I know there's a hack. I know that these people that are using these templates and they're able to use the song, even though I can't figure out how to use that song, I don't know where to find it. There's got to be a way these people are doing that stuff.
Well, I told you how I was doing it for a while, right? I go on YouTube, screen grab it,
screenshot it,
and then hide it behind my videos just to grab the music.
That is such an innovative gangster way to do it. I got this figured out.
That's how I used to loop beats back in the day on 2 cassettes, and we all used to do that shit.
Oh yeah, I remember doing that, dude. Doing the whole the cassette thing, and then Teak finally got this little. It was real basic, and it was a cassette tape piece of technology too, but it had 4 tracks on it, and he was able to use the 4 tracks and put stuff over it that way. And I was like, dude, what? This is a game changer. That was after we were already starting to get a little bit older and we weren't doing it as much. I don't know where he scored that.
You're like, sweet, our rap careers are about to start over again. Let's go.
He has a bunch of instruments and stuff. I remember his garage. He had like drum sets and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, he told me he was playing drums last time we were talking.
Nice.
That he was a drummer. I was like, no, we should get together and jam. You never seen it?
What's that?
You never saw him drum?
He didn't really know how to that well back in the day. He had a drum set, and he had a couple buddies that would come over and freaking go to town on him, but he was still figuring it out and shit. But I wonder, if he's doing that nowadays.
Word.
I haven't talked to him forever. I've tried to reach out a couple times. I think he's busy. I think he's having a bunch of kids and stuff, building a family right now. I don't know. Dude, got all the teeth. So, yeah, dude, I went to that, I did that business pitch off, and I got, last place.
Ouch.
Well, there was 3 people. It was 3 competitors. So
you got third?
I got third out of 3. So depending on how you look at it, I was still on the podium, bro.
That's right. Bronze.
I was still on the podium.
That's bronze.
Yeah. And if you remember when we wrestled when we were kids, man, you get that bronze and it looked basically the same as the gold. So
it did.
Maybe I take a quick picture standing on first and we're good, dude.
Yeah. How did it go?
It was good. It went really good for me. I was really happy with my presentation, 5-minute presentation. I had it down, dude. And I was worried because I had it down to where I just sitting in my car, recording it on my phone, just going from beginning to end. I had it down. I'm like, but as soon as I get in front of the people, is it going to be that easy? Dude, it was such a confidence builder. I feel like I killed it. I was really happy with how my business plan turned out too. That came together really nicely. I think a lot of it was just knowing the audience. It's a small town. It's organized by basically what's called a development authority. So the development authority is almost like a government-funded office agency type thing that they just want to promote anything that helps the economy. And a lot of that is businesses, right? They want to make sure that businesses stay in that county or that town. They want to try to bring new businesses. They also want to get people to try to start businesses. But they want to do it in a very community-orientated way. So they want it to be like brick-and-mortar businesses, actual tangible things that people can go experience or benefit from in the community, things that are going to hire people in the community. And I just don't check any of those boxes. I'm an online startup, you know what I'm saying?
And right I just don't check any of those boxes.
I don't check any of those boxes. Now we're kind of a bootstrapping startup. I've already got my team. I've already got my subcontractors for the design. I don't really see myself hiring anybody anytime soon. I don't have an office. This is all online. This is like an online startup.
Were you pitching Merch Claim?
Yeah, I pitched Merch Claim.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And dude, the other 2, first of all, I was the only dude. All the judges were women. All the other businesses were all women. Everybody in the crowd was women and shit. I'm like, this is weird. That was awkward. And then, for example, the person that won, it's these ladies that they set up tents and booths at farmers markets or events, and they have jarred honey and freeze dried candy and stuff, that kind of thing. And then second place was they're starting up a daycare. So it's that kind of thing, small town, not
very small town. So if a strawberry stand might have won this one, right?
Yeah. And they were all super nice and stuff, but
that's good.
I don't know, man. I just used it. I kind of suspected it was going to be like that, but I still use that as motivation to just force myself to go through these motions. It's a rep. And when you're putting together a business plan and you're doing all that, you have to sit there and really dive into the unfun parts. You know what I mean? Not that it's just really you're putting together these profit loss statements, these cash flow analysis, and it's just a bunch of putting together these spreadsheets and all this it's just stuff that I use this as an opportunity to force me to do the things that and it's cool because I definitely had to do that and definitely benefited from it. I'm looking at things so much different now, but I would have never really sat down and forced myself. All the fun stuff, like building the platform, coming up with all these strategic ideas in terms of like how to market it and the different stuff I can do with that.
Yeah, when it comes to being creative, you enjoy it, of course.
Yeah, and then when it comes to sitting there and hammering on all these like spreadsheets and stuff like that, it's like, so I'm like, you know what? This is going to be the reason I do it, because you have to do it for a business plan. So I'm just going to go through. I'm going to show up on the day and still pitch it, and
good.
It was cool. It was fine, dude.
I'm proud of you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel the same way though. Every time, as far as editing and posting, I hate doing it. I hate that part every day. I don't want to do it, but as soon as I sit down at the computer, all right, whatever. But getting to the computer sometimes takes me a long time. I'll be sitting 2 feet away, like, and it's just content. I'm just gonna go post content. Like,
yeah,
people think it's like it's all fun and games. Like, man, I have to make myself go do this.
The creative part, like recording it and all that, kind of setting it up, making the relationships, finding people that you want to like try to get on your stuff. That's all like stuff that you're kind of naturally motivated to do. But when it comes to the other side, you got to force yourself. Like you said, though, once you get started, you're happy. It's kind of like going to the gym, dude. Like,
yeah, right.
Once you walk through those doors, you're like, okay, that was the hardest part. Even though I'm going to go lift a bunch of weight and get my heart rate going, and it's hard to do, the hardest part was just getting through those doors. And then I've never been leaving the gym one time and been pissed I did it, right? Every time I leave, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm pumped I did it, man.
No, I've left a couple times like, man, I probably shouldn't have gone today, but I did anyway, and I'm proud of myself.
You hurt yourself or something, you're like, dude, I blew a shoulder out. Maybe today wasn't the day to
I'm going to bench and do pull-ups all day.
So I know you've been going to the gym a lot. Are you doing any type of like hot or cold anything? Like, do you ever like hit a steam room or a sauna or anything like that?
Every single day.
Do you really?
I hit the steam room every single day. Yeah.
Dude, that's huge. They've got one at your gym?
Yeah. I wish they had like a cold. I'll stay in there as long as I can. I can stay in there for like 30 minutes now. Then I'll get out, cool off, like brush my teeth, shave, and then I'll go back in for another 15, 20 minutes, take a shower, and then I'm out.
It's like, yeah, I do that too. I'll go in and out a bunch, especially if it's like a place with one.
Right.
I do that. There was one place where I'd have to like wipe off the fog on the window because there's a little clock out in like the main area.
Yeah.
And I'd see, and I could maybe do it for like 15, 20, and I'd have to get out of there, dude. And then I just kind of walk around, cool down. They actually had a little cold. It wasn't like cold plunge, but it was like they had like a hot tub, like big hot tub, and then like a little mini hot tub that just had like regular like cold water running into it. So that, I mean, coming out of the steam room, yeah, that would cool you off real good. So, dude, I'd go in and out like 2-3 times. Just
fuck yeah, dude. On a Saturday or Sunday, I got nothing going on afterwards. I'll be at the gym for like 5 hours, bro. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. I love that steam room stuff. There's nothing like that around here. I think there's like a town about 20 minutes away. They have a Recplex, and I think they have some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I just I ended up on Amazon just buying one of those, this little tent that pops up, and it looks like a little rice cooker, and you put the water in that, and it hooks a hose up to it, and it freaking steams that thing.
Oh, I didn't know they made those little ones, steam rooms. I've seen the saunas, the dry ones.
Yeah, I've never messed with the infrared light or whatever that is, the UV saunas.
Yeah.
Chandler, my buddy Chandler has like a nice one, has like a wood one that he has, and he says that thing is nice. But no, it's like a little thing. It zips up. You sit inside. It's fully enclosed.
Yeah.
And it's got a little window on the front, so I'll set up a laptop and kind of just chill, watch something. And I do that a lot, dude. That thing, that's nice, man.
You put some like essential oils in there?
No, I've got these little crystals, these little scented crystals that have like eucalyptus and stuff. Sometimes I'll put that where the steam's coming out. Sometimes I'll do that. But what I just recently bought, dude, I found a waterproof keyboard. This little silicone keyboard thing that rolls up.
Yeah. And
it's Bluetooth. So I sit in there on that, and I just keep fogging off the window, and I've been grinding, like actually working and stuff from the little steam. It's kind of cool, man. You can actually set your 9 key to control your mouse cursor too. So like you go up, down, left, right. It's kind of annoying. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm not trying to bring a mouse. I don't think there's such thing as a waterproof mouse, but if there is, it's probably expensive. So I just found this little cheap thing, and dude, it's cool, man. Now I've got that much more reason, because I've always thought, because like, you know, when you sit in that steam, you get all these ideas and you got these things to where it's like,
dude, that's where I get my mind right. That's where I get my spirit right. I'm in there. I take that time as purely like meditation time and like talking to God time. That's fucking just me, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Sit there and breathe. Dude, I love it. I love, slow, controlled breathing.
Yep. But I do a lot of box
these
breathing.
ideas though. And I can't imagine how many times I get an idea, like, dude, that's such a good idea. I'm going to definitely remember that. And then shit probably just slips through the cracks. So now I'm like, I got the little keyboard in there and I'm actually like making little outlines and stuff. Got a little mind map and stuff I mess with. That's actually how I did a lot of the work on this business plan. I was just sitting in that steam room, just getting wrecked, dude. So freaking hot. Yeah. Just trying to focus on the work, man. Wiping off the little window on the front, looking. That's cool, man. But yeah, dude, no, breathing exercises too. That's huge. I'll sit there. It's so hard because everybody's like, you just think about nothing. Just sit there and think about nothing. I'm like, dude, it's so impossible to think about nothing. But what I can think about is just my breathing. And I breathe so slow that by the time, let's say I'm breathing out so slow that by the time I finally get to breathe back in, it's like a relief, right? You're almost to the point of like panic, like I want to breathe in. And as soon as you can breathe in, it's a really nice relief for a second. Yeah. And I just keep thinking about that relief. And then you pass the point of relief. Now you're forcing yourself to keep breathing in. Now it's harder. Now you want to breathe out. And then you finally get to breathe out and you get that relief of breathing out. And it's like these little arcs of like, nice relief, gets hard, nice relief. And I'm still not thinking about nothing, but I'm only thinking about that. If I at least slow my mind down to only just be focusing on the breathing.
Yeah.
And dude, sometimes I'll sit there and I'll be doing it and I'll kind of lock back into the world and I'll be like, dude, I think I was just doing that for like 20 minutes, dude. And it's nice, man.
Dude, it's beautiful. Yeah. I get lost in that shit too. But I like to chat. What I find interesting about meditation is my mind is busy all the time, but I enjoy and I'm proud of myself when I can catch it quickly and be like, oh yeah, just count your breaths, just breathe this time. I get proud of myself when I can catch them quickly and it doesn't trail off into 10 minutes of me thinking about fucking the football game or some shit. I love that shit.
No, I hear you. It's not always easy to do. And I rotate. Sometimes I'll hit the steam room, but since I bought this house, it's got a pretty nice little bath. The house I was renting before I moved here, I had a bath, but it was like a modified bath it's like easier for elderly people to step in. So the whole wall is like gone on the outside of the bath. So I couldn't like run a bath. Oh. And so now I've got one. So sometimes I'll make that thing super hot too and just sit in that thing. And it's like two different ways of doing it. Because when you're sweating in the steam room, you're not sure how much of that is just condensation that's kind of dripping. Yeah. When you're in that bath and like your whole head is just dripping, you're like, I know that this isn't condensation. That's actual sweat. Drinking a bunch of water, it's kind of like a nice cleanse thing too. And they say there's all these really good statistics on it. They call it like heat shock proteins.
Yeah.
They've got all these because there's some like places like in Europe or maybe like Eastern Europe or all sorts of places where like, you got these big bathhouses and that's like a huge part of like the culture.
Yeah.
And they say that like, the percentages are way lower on like heart disease and different kinds of cancer and stuff like that. So
I just went and got my blood drawn in the last 8 months, really, or 8-9 months is how long I've been going to this gym that has the steam room and shit. And I got my blood pressure checked the other day and they told me it was low, which is weird for me. Like it's usually high. I usually have high blood pressure. So it's low, and I'm not taking any medicines right now. So I just got my blood checked. I'm going to go see, what's going on, man. I've been really healthy for a little while. Hopefully,
that's good.
It's all
good.
And
dude, you're hitting the gym. You haven't been drinking. You're freaking, you're doing all the right things to where, you better be seeing some good results, dude. That better be having dividends.
Oh, I just read this book, Atomic Habits. Have you heard of that?
I have. I think I read it.
It was pretty good.
I think I read the free portion.
Okay.
I made it through. Yeah. Remind me.
I made it through the free portion. No, but it was a really good book. So anyway, one thing that I took from it that I'm trying now. So I have this horrible cookie and a soda, man. I like having cookies and soda at night, every night. Yeah. And so I've been trying to think of a way to get over that. I read that book and I took this trick and it has been working for like a week. Now, every time I want to go get cookies and a soda, like I normally do, I'm going to go get something sweet and something else to drink. I'm just replacing it, really. So I go grab trail mix, a specific trail mix and sugar-free Powerade, very specific things. Whenever time I want a cookie, no, go get trail mix and a Powerade, you know? So it builds a habit. Like it'll be a, what do you call it? Progression. I'll think of cookies and soda, and then I'll think of trail mix and Powerade, and then I'll do that. Hopefully. It's been working for 5 days. So.
Dude, that's awesome. And you're still getting to go through the motion, because a lot of that probably is the habit side of it, to where it's like, that's just what I do every night. So you still get to go through the motions of it, and you still get your little reward there.
It still feeds the whole habit. I'm just, changing it over. And then when that's not good enough, you can do it again to something else, something healthier. You could baby step your way down in these habits if you need to.
Absolutely. So. And then you get to the point to where like trail mix isn't even that bad. You know what I'm saying? That's probably halfway good for you. Sugar-free Powerade, nothing wrong with that, dude. You're not drinking a bunch of sugar that way. But then let's say you make it one more phase to something even a little more healthy than that, whatever that looks like. And then it gets to the point where it's like the reward has become so little that it's like I can almost just not do it at all now.
Or the reward has become healthy now. So when you were saying that, what I was thinking of, I think the natural progression from there would be like strawberries. Let's have my strawberries tonight. Sweet.
Just keeps getting healthier and healthier.
Yeah. Give me my celery.
You're like, now it's just 100 push-ups, dude.
I want these cookies. I better bang out 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups.
Hell yeah, dude. What I found is that moving away from the sugar stuff, getting away from soda, I started trying all these different kinds of diet sodas, or like you got these different sparkling waters that have their little flavor in them too. Yeah. And what I found that I like the most out of all of it is the bubbles. I like the bubbles more than I like the sugar. So now I'll just go get seltzer water or like club soda and get it real cold, and you still kind of get that burn, you know what I mean? Like from the carbonation. And I like that better than even like diet soda. Diet soda, like, I don't know, man. The Fresca is like the one I can do. I didn't even know that was diet for the longest time, because they don't market it like diet. Yeah. Fresca is basically diet squirt. It has like aspartame instead of sugar. I didn't know that, but I can do that a little bit.
Flavored, right?
It's weird. But dude, a lot of that stuff, like whatever they're doing to make it diet, like, it tastes like weird and chemically to me. So now I'll even do it now. I've even got like seltzer water in the fridge right now, and I'll just pound that like if I'm thirsty or if I'm doing like the steam room and stuff. And I've actually gone back to like I'll try soda sometimes, and now soda it seems like it's really thick and syrupy. It's like gross. It's like I don't even feel like it's not even like the sensation of quenching your thirst. It's like this really thick stuff.
And I can't get enough of it. When you were talking about the sparkling water, I was thinking about that. Like, I bet that would work for me too. But as soon as I get to drinking a soda, it's the sugar that I also need. I want both, I think. You know?
Yeah.
But if I can satisfy the bubble part.
They say that that's one of the strongest drugs out there. They say that, like, because you know how important the gut flora is. If you go down that whole rabbit hole, Joe Rogan podcast, he has guys on that talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, all the different bacteria in your gut. They say that the bad bacteria, you want good bacteria, more good than bad in your gut flora. Right. And they say it's the bad bacteria that craves that sugar. And they say that it's almost like, dude, some people get really weird with that gut flora stuff. So the bacteria that is in our stomach is super old, as old as time, as old as there's ever been living organisms. And it's been around way longer than humans have. And if you think about it, picture like a tunnel that goes under the ocean. There's freeways and stuff where like you're like under the ocean for a little while, but it never touches the ocean. It has its own entrance, its own exit. And even though it's kind of going through the ocean, it never really touches the ocean, right? You stay dry.
Yep.
That's kind of like our digestive system. Think about it. It's kind of separate from our body. Even though it's part of our body, it's separate. It has its own like entry and exit. Think about it.
Hey, that's a good analogy. I get it.
And they say that some people think that we're almost like, how do you say it? Like that bacteria created us to give it what it wants. It's almost like we're like that zombie. It's almost like we're zombies to it or something. When you're craving that sugar and stuff, or any other thing too, a lot of it all comes down to gut flow. I guess so much of our mental health and our physical health and everything is linked to that bacteria in the stomach. There's one guy, he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. He says he's like one of those doctors that like your insurance don't cover. He's definitely like a medical doctor, but he's like way advanced. Like rich people go to him and stuff.
Okay.
And he says he gets people that come to him with blood pressure issues, and he lowers their blood pressure without any medication. The only thing he addresses is their gut flora. So him just monitoring and making sure that they got the right gut flora, the right
of
bacteria, whatever that is. I don't know. That's why he probably makes the big bucks, right? And he's got all these cases where just addressing that alone has fixed people's blood pressure. And they say like mental health is really linked to it. So you're drinking a lot, eating a lot of sugar, eating a lot of these processed foods, all these weird carbohydrates. I guess that like messes with your guts in a way that it translates all the way to like your thoughts and kind of how your brain's working and all sorts of stuff. So
I can see that.
Yeah, dude.
You ever eat it way too much like McDonald's and you're kind of depressed about it? Like,
oh, hell
legit,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're pumped while you're eating it, right? You're getting that little, but then, yeah, dude, then after you get like a junk food hangover. Yeah. The next day, you're just like, your face is all like bloated and shit. And you're just like, oh, dude, that was too much salty bullshit.
You just feel horrible.
So, and it's weird. It's a really subtle thing. It's almost one of those things where it's like right now, like you're killing it. You're going to the gym all the time. You're making all these healthy decisions. You're staying focused, but you still just feel like you. You're just like, yeah, I'm still just me. I'm Chris. I'm doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then fast forward, like let's say that, in a couple of years from now, you might look back at that. You're like, dude, I was feeling good. I was looking good. I didn't even like realize like how good all that was, because it's just when you're in that moment, it's just like your day-to-day life, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that right now because I'm actually planning on getting back in the gym. I was doing so good. I bought this house and I just completely fell out of my whole routine. And now I'm thinking back to that. I'm like, dude, my energy levels were better. Everything was so much better. I was looking good. I was feeling good.
Yeah.
In the moment, it didn't seem like that big of a deal. Even in the moment, it's like, I want to look better, right? Like I still don't look as good as I want to. I still don't feel as good as I want to. But now fast forward to where I kind of fell off and I'm like, dude, no, I was feeling good. I was looking way better. Like,
yeah, I fucked up by stopping.
So it's real subtle, but like all those good, healthy decisions and just doing what you need to be doing, dude. You almost have to stop and think like, dude, right now I'm doing good. Things are good right now. Like, so
I think so.
That's huge. That's huge. But yeah, try that. They got Topo Chico. You ever seen those?
No.
It's carbonated mineral water. It's from Mexico. You can get it in glass
Chico?
bottles. Yeah, Topo Chico, 2 words.
Okay.
Topo Chico. I don't know if I'm even saying it right. But that stuff is like, that shit is like McDonald's Sprite, dude, with how carbonated it is, dude. It is like super carbonated and it stays carbonated. Like you can open the bottle. Like I get the plastic bottles of it. I probably should, because it comes, you can get like a 12-pack and like the glass bottles because it's like the Mexico type stuff.
Yeah.
But I still you can get them in like the bigger, almost like 2-liter plastic bottles. And I'll crack it open. I'll take a couple of drinks off it, like it's burning, like you're burping a little bit. Put the lid back on, and I'll forget about it. Maybe come back to it like an hour or two later, and it's still just as carbonated. Where like if you get like the cheap seltzer water or the cheap club soda, like whatever, like the store brand stuff.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you open it, you better like the bubbles
feel it right now.
The expiration on those bubbles is coming quick. Yeah. So yeah. But dude, that Topo Chico, I don't know what they do with that shit, but
they press it in there.
Dude, I guess there's some that it comes naturally like that. What is it? Is it Pellegrino maybe? Pellegrino, is it? Pellegrino, it's carbonated at the source. Wherever they're finding that stuff.
How do they do that?
Like it's like naturally, like wherever they're finding like that shit, it's already bubbly.
No
they say it's already so strong. They have to like tone it down. They say that they have to like do whatever to like dilute how like carbonated it is.
Is there so much carbon in it? It's just bubbly.
Yeah. I don't know how any of that works. I just know that the bubbles. I don't know if that's like that thing where it hurts, but it hurts good when it makes it feel like it's like quenching my thirst better or something.
I love that. That's why it's like $9 a bottle.
Yeah, and that might be because the Topo Chico is kind of expensive too. I wonder if that's the same thing with that stuff, because they're calling it mineral water. I wonder if you could only call it mineral water if it's like sourced at like a natural thing or something, or if maybe they just add the minerals to it. I don't know.
Mineral water needs to be coming from the earth, I believe, right?
I don't know how it works, dude. I don't know. I know that distilled water, I guess, is bad. I used to think distilled water was good because it's like so pure that like you could. No, I guess that stuff will like rinse all the minerals out of your body because there's nothing in it.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Like I have a good friend here who kind of turned me on. Well, he gave me shit for like 4 months because of the water. I drank like Aquafina and Desan every time I went into the, gas station or whatever. And every time I'd be like, dude, that's just fucking tap water. That's just shit tap water. And I'm like, all right. But after so long, I finally like started looking into it. I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna make the switch. I'm only gonna drink spring water from now on. You know, I was drinking my tap water, but you can smell the chlorine. You can smell like
something.
We don't have good water in Raleigh.
We don't have good water here either. I wouldn't even drink it, dude. I wouldn't even try it here.
When I was a kid, I didn't give a fuck. You know, we didn't give a fuck. Give me the
people go so crazy about it. Like, there's this whole thing called like live water now. I don't know what that means really, but I guess like with like all the minerals or something in it, it's like this certain kind of water. And then they make sure that the whole supply chain, it's never in plastic. Like they've got their 5-gallon bottles are all glass and all that kind of stuff.
Jeez.
So staying away from the plastics is a whole game too to do.
Yeah.
I might look into that. Right now I've got like 25-gallon bottles in my garage, dude. I was buying a new one every time because I was like, I didn't want to bring back my empty one and do the whole thing and everything. So for the longest time I was just buying a brand new one. So now I got this whole stockpile. So I'll go take a bunch of them at once and freaking fill them up, dude. Like what are you, a doomsday prepper? Like,
yeah.
Well, it'd be good to have some water, dude.
Yeah. You're gonna need it too. I have a gallon that I keep in my bathroom of spring water that I buy at the store, and a gallon I keep in the kitchen in case I need something to drink.
Always prepared, always be ready.
Fuck it,
man. You never know when that thirst will creep up on you, dude.
Yeah, you gotta stay hydrated, man.
You gotta keep that thing on you, man.
Yeah. What's going on? Have you done anything new with the AWFL brand lately? What have you been working on?
I just dropped that most recent line of stuff, and I did a little bit of social media stuff, and then, dude, up until like Wednesday of last week, I was just all in on that whole business plan and presentation thing.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of just been catching up on like housework and stuff like that, like the rest of the week so far. So I want to dive back into that. I've actually got an idea for almost above average design. I think I've got a design style that I want to do with that. Okay. It'll be pretty cool. And then, yeah, man, I got to start thinking of, because right now it's like a bunch of hoodies and coats and stuff. So I'm going to have to get ready for some cool summer athletic shit.
Yeah.
That's something we actually, at the end of the last podcast, we were going to talk about a little more about that, because there's the supply chain I use for all that. They have a lot of, it's called sublimation, which means it's basically cut and sew sublimation. So they basically take these pieces of fabric before they're anything. It's just a flat piece of fabric, like think of like a giant piece of paper or rectangle, right? Mm-hmm. And they run it through these big printers that kind of print like an office printer, like print it like a piece of paper.
Right.
But the way it prints it, it basically subliminates it, which means that it embeds those colors like into the fabric to where it's like, it's not on top. Like it's a lot of like screen print stuff.
Pressed into
it? Yeah, it's like subliminated into it. It's like that.
Never heard that term, but I like it.
Yeah, and it's cut and sew sublimation. So they subliminate it, and then they take those pieces of fabric after they're printed, and they sew it into a shirt. They sew it into a pair of shorts. They sew it into a hoodie afterwards.
Okay. So it doesn't really fade, right? It can't fade?
It all fades at the same rate. So, like, like right here, I don't know if you can tell, this is can you see the cracks in it? This is screen printing. This is an old shirt. This is the Magic Ink Hustle. This is
just regular screen printing?
Yeah, and it's kind of cracked. You'd have to look at it close, but this is on top of the shirt. This is literally like ink on top of the shirt.
Right.
And after a while, it starts cracking and fading.
Yeah.
That sublimation, it'll fade, but it fades at the same rate as like the shirt itself. Like, you ever got like a black shirt?
Yep.
That like after you wash it for a while, it gets a little closer to like a dark gray or something. You know what I mean? Like a little faded.
And the red's still red on it.
Yeah. So it'll fade, like it all fades at the same rate, like it's part of the fabric now. So lasts way longer, looks way cooler, and it's called all over print because since they're taking the fabric and cutting it into a t-shirt, sewing it into a t-shirt, there's no part of the shirt or anything anywhere that you can't put your colors, your designs on. Like, I even have shirts on some of the athletic stuff I've done through AWFL. I call it a Comfort Compete because it's kind of like that Under Armour moisture wicking type of material.
Yeah.
But they even have, like, it'd make more sense if I could show you the templates, but you have these templates that you got to put your design on, and then that's kind of how they cut it and sew it into the thing. But I've even got it to where, like, one of the parts of the templates is the collar.
Yeah.
And I've got it to where it prints awful over and over and over on the inside of the collar.
I like that.
Where, like, it doesn't have a tag, but, like, on the inside of the collar, it's saying awful, 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 awful. It's kind of dope.
That's cool.
And like I showed you on the last one, I was even printing inside of the hood on the hoodie.
Yeah, I saw
so, like,
that.
on the inside, like, there's nowhere safe, bro. Like, you can print anywhere on those.
I like that.
Yeah, you can print anywhere on that stuff. So you can get crazy with it. And that's the fun part about that. I've got a couple different kinds of shirts that I can do that with, and they're all like that more athletic type of material. Shorts, pants, even like shoes. Like, there's some shoes that basically.
I don't want to buy any shit from the fucking store anymore. I want to wear all clothing designed by us, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
all.
What's so fun about it.
Yeah.
So I want to do almost above average design, maybe a couple of those. And then I just want to really start diving into some of this more like warm weather athletic type stuff. Yeah. And what I can do is what I'll do is as I design some stuff, I can even show you some old designs I did. I might even bring a couple pairs I got these shorts. They're almost looking like swim trunks, and they've got a bunch of flowers all over them. They look sick. They're like black. They're like black base, but they've got all these bright flowers in certain parts around them. They look sick, dude.
I like that.
And I'll kind of show you like, hey, here's what the shorts look like. Here's what the template looks like. So when I make the template and I put the design on the template, it's like a Photoshop file, right? Yeah. On the screen. And there's these little shapes that you kind of keep the stuff inside of. And when I put it like this on the template, here's what the shorts look like. And you'd be like, oh, and as soon as that clicks for you, you're going to be like, oh, dude, we can go nuts with it. We can put a stripe here. We can put something here. We can do something here. And it's all over. So like right here on this screen printing, you have to stay in a certain area, right? Or you have to make a whole nother screen to go somewhere else or whatever. This, it all just prints onto a flat sheet of fabric, and then they sew that into the shape of a shirt afterwards. So you put like literally every square inch of everything can have something somewhere, like a design.
So it's printed as a big rectangle or whatever your idea was, and then it's cut and tailored to whatever.
Yes. Into a shirt or a hoodie or whatever. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's cut and sew sublimation, also known as all over print. Shorts, shirts, pants, dresses, towels, bags, all sorts of stuff we can do that all over with.
Hell yeah.
And what else was I can't remember. Oh, leggings. We can even do like some crazy legging stuff, and they've got like some really nice like athletic style, like
that would be fucking.
Make some cool shit that like people that wear leggings would like, dude. Yeah, you can. A lot of it's like the ideas are plentiful. A lot of it's just the design phase where it's fun to do, but it takes time. It takes a lot of time. So
can we do it like a workshop via this platform?
Yeah.
And record the process?
Yeah, we probably could.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. I would have to probably get on my computer back here because that's where all my Photoshop stuff is. But yeah, I just hook up this webcam to that or whatever. We totally could. And, let people get a little bit of the sauce, see what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could totally do that. It's still not easy. There's still like a huge learning curve to it. I remember I've got this one pair of shorts that on the front of the shorts, it says AWFL in an arc, AWFL in like an arc, and it's kind of like that like brutal type of font, like that kind of like almost like a hardcore rock band type font.
Like the vilified font?
You know what? I think I did a vilified on the front of the shorts too, but the way the templates work is it took so much trial and error because you've got half the letters on one leg, on the front of one leg, and half the letters on the other leg. Mm-hmm. And you don't want there to be too much space in between them if you want it to all feel like one word, right? So you got to get it to where like the same amount of space that's between the letters on the actual individual legs, you want that same amount of space between the letters in the split between the two legs, right? You don't want it to be like a big gap. Like let's say if I did awful, AW, you don't want it to be like AW and then a big gap in FL. You want it to where like if you're standing there with your legs kind of closed,
you can make it
like
out.
One word. Yeah. And that took so much trial and error because there's these bleed areas. They call it bleed areas, to where you have to stay within a certain amount of distance from the edge on anything that you want to be complete. So the pattern, like if you want to do a background pattern, you do that all the way to the edges, because it doesn't matter where that gets cut off. That's just a pattern. But like if I want like letters, like if I want it to say AWFL and like not part of the A cut off, not part of the L cut off, or anything in between, you have to make sure you're staying within these certain zones, these bleed zones. And I was messing with it so much that I was actually finding that fine line to where I was going outside of the bleed zones on the middle just to make sure that the spacing was right without also cutting off the letters. And this just shows you the mock-ups too. So just because I got it to look right with my template and the mock-up, who knows how exact that is on the actual printed product. And thank God, I never even ended up buying any for myself, but I sold a few pairs, and one was to a homie, and I'm like, dude, send me pictures of them. How does it look? Is it all gappy? Is it weird? They're like, no, dude, it's perfect. It came out nice. I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
And it was sick. It was like black background with like this almost like a gumdrop baby blue lettering. It was sick, dude. And that's the fun part, messing with all that shit, like
the colors,
messing with the colors. Yeah. And then I just go I think I just get like where I'm super perfectionist, and I'll just keep like redoing it, making sure it's perfect.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, it's like midnight, and I've got like one design almost done. It's like, dude, when I sat down to do this, I was like, I was gonna knock out like 5 or 6 designs. So by the time I do like a drop, and I got to get better at that, but by the time I do a drop like this most recent drop, you know, it's like a few jackets, it's a few hoodies. It's nothing too crazy. That shit took like 2 weeks. And then I got to get all the pictures, and I got to get all the mock-ups, and I got to get all the cool stuff for the content on, social media, Instagram, TikTok, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's like another 2 days after all the designs are done.
Right.
And I'm having fun the whole time I'm doing it, but in a perfect world, I'd love to just be able to knock that all out in like maybe a day or a couple of days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just got to be more mindful with that, because I need to definitely keep rolling out more and more stuff, because I feel like I just kind of dropped all that most recent stuff, and now it's time to dive back in and start getting some of this athletic stuff, some of this warmer weather stuff. But
I haven't looked in a while. When did you drop last?
Getawful.com.
No, I know that. When was your last drop?
I don't know. I'd say a couple months at this point, probably. A lot of it was like.
Oh, we already looked through it, huh?
When I sent you that hoodie, that was right around when I dropped it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So however long that's been.
Nice.
And it has been a while. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like I just finished it, so I need to get back in there and start doing some stuff. Yeah.
No concept of time anymore.
I want to keep having fun with this stuff. I want to keep trying stuff and doing stuff. You can tell that a lot of these guys that are killing it on Instagram, like they'll have a brand, and you look at their post, and it's just got like all the likes, and they've got all the follow. You know, every time they do a drop, they're just like, just watching the orders just roll in. You can tell that those guys that are doing it, they know how to do it. It isn't their first time doing it, and they might even have like a handful of brands that they run that same process with, that they keep refining, keep getting better, keep knowing what works.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, I mean, I got the AWFL stuff, but that's not to say that like that can't like the whole vilified aspect of that, like it fits, it works. But I also, dude, I just bought vilified.shop, the domain. Like that could almost be its own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could be its own thing. And then, you know what I'm seeing a lot of people do lately? And it's so fucking, dude, it's so easy to do. It's golf brands. When you think golf brand, you're like, oh, what do I got to make? Clubs? I got to make all this golf like equipment.
Collared shirt.
These motherfuckers are making collared shirts and hats and just fun shit that like will look cool out on the course. Dude, with like
AWFL, just a little tiny right here. That's it.
Yeah, or just like maybe like whatever, like I can't remember. Some of it's really funny and fun too, and it's like more towards like the younger golf crowd. Yeah. Like a lot of like those guys that are like popping zins and you know, out drinking, chasing the women, but they also like to, you know, hit the course and stuff a little bit too. Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, they're the ones that like can blow up these fun little like weird like one-off like golf brands. And I'd love to figure out something cool for something like that, or I don't know, there's a bunch of different angles. There's these people that they do clothing brands, but it's all car themed.
Yeah.
And a lot of their content is like really cool cars. Like there'd be like a tuner, like where they got all these like cool, like, Japanese imports with all the cool tuner stuff on it.
Yeah.
And they got all these dope ass pictures and content and videos of these cars ripping around. But then you go to their link and their thing and it's all clothes. It's like a clothing line that's like car themed. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they kill it. They kill it with that stuff. So there's all sorts of really cool angles on it, man. There's a bunch of different ways to go. And we've got all the templates. Like I can duplicate the awful site and rebrand it. You know what I'm saying? Like I could duplicate the awful site and
for us
vilified or whatever. Yeah. Or like just build a whole separate one. Like I've got some other really cool stuff I do too for my nephew. He's playing baseball for UNR.
Nice.
And they've got that whole NIL thing, that name, image, likeness, where you can make money doing that stuff now.
Yeah.
And he had a project for he had a project for fucking his IS 101 class where he got to build a site.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got you, Dad. I got you. And I made him a really sick one. And I'm like, well, he's like, I don't know. Like, I still want to do it myself. I'm like, yeah, you can. We can help you like that. But what I'm thinking is, let's also make you something super sick because this can double as like your NIL. Like, you can have your own merch. You can have your own like clothing line. Because, dude,
let's not waste his time. Let's use it.
So he's got a sick little site now too. And we worked on his name's Jacob Doyle, and I did a home plate shape, but one side of it is a J and the other side's a D, and they all match to look like a freaking home, and it's sick, dude.
That's cool.
And I'm already putting it on hoodies and stuff like that, and I think he's about to start. He's just a freshman right now. He's 6'7", like 220,
Jesus.
And he drops bombs, dude.
Yeah.
He freaking
dingers all day.
Yeah, he won batting title junior year for Northern Nevada and stuff.
Right on, dude. That's cool.
He's killing it, and he's not starting a lot because he's freshman and stuff. He's starting some games, and he's already doing pretty good. Yeah. But I think, dude, these next few seasons, he's just gonna become like a little local celebrity at the very least.
That's cool.
And I think we can start getting some merch and stuff going with that. So there's just so many different angles. This whole merch game is just blowing up, dude.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting better and better at myself, and I'm getting the sales and stuff. I'm not saying it's blowing up for me specifically. I'm saying just the industry. Like, there was this survey just recently done. It's called the Big Branded Merchandise Survey, and 85% of the surveyed consumers say that they are currently and actively purchasing customized merchandise from their favorite brands, whether that's an artist, an influencer, a business, an organization, an event. There's all sorts of different things ways that you can sell merch. And they said that 89% of all the people, it's a big survey they do, 89% of the surveyed consumers say they want to see more custom merch being offered by their favorite artists, influencers, athletes, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And it's just like it's a huge growth. Obviously, with the the recent exponential boom in the whole e-commerce thing, every year it just grows like crazy. That's obviously responsible for a lot of this rising popularity and people being able to offer their own custom merch. But dude, it's becoming this widely accepted thing. Back in the day, merch was pretty exclusive to like your band. Yeah, like when you go to your band, they got their merch table, right?
Yeah.
Now, like, everybody's got merch, dude. Like,
now Frank Horowitz has a brand, and he's selling merch out of his van,
Yeah. Frank Horowitz, the freaking Twitches. He's a Twitch streamer, and he freaking plays baseball in front of a camera.
Marbles, and
he's got his own hoodies and shit. Yeah. Buy his coffee mug. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody's doing it, dude. So I mean, there's got to be a way to freaking blow this up. And that's even like the merch thing. Some people get so good at their merch that it kind of turns into a clothing line, right? But they're kind of like almost mutually exclusive, meaning that like an apparel line is kind of different than merch. And I think we can kind of figure out ways to exist in both of them. So, yeah, dude.
I like that. That's clever.
Yeah, dude. That was kind of in my presentation. That was one of the examples. I said what merch claim is. It's the easiest and most affordable way to sell custom apparel, accessories, and home goods online, from product printing to product storage to fulfilling online orders. Merch Claim is a all-in-one e-commerce platform that allows users to launch fully managed online stores with a simple and affordable monthly subscription. And then I say, let me give you an example. Let's say that you're the owner-operator of a local food truck. People love you. They love you. They love your food. You have a very loyal customer base, and you've been trying to think of additional ways to make money, create additional revenue streams for your business, but you're not really sure how to. Plus, you're working 60 hours a week and you don't have a ton of extra cash flow to just throw it like a new project, right? Mm-hmm. Insert merch claim. You go to the website, you find a subscription plan that works best for you. You complete a quick form. And before you know it, Joe's Food Truck is proudly announcing their new online store that sells custom apparel, accessories, and home goods. You just gave your customer base a whole new opportunity to support and promote your brand, and it didn't take any real risk on your behalf. You didn't have to spend a lot of time or money. You didn't have to take on a bunch of inventory or anything like that. And now your entire staff, they have matching aprons and t-shirts with your logo on them and stuff. Like, it's hooking you up in all these different ways.
And they're walking around the community with it.
Yeah, now you got walking billboards everywhere. Not only are you getting revenue share, like you're getting a percentage of these sales coming back to you every month, but you got walking billboards everywhere. It's like, what? And guess what? Freaking Jim's food truck over here is like, damn, I didn't know Joe got it like that. Like, what's he doing over there, dude? How do you figure that whole thing out?
Yeah. Then we're going to go help out Joe, too. We're about to get Joe merch going on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Jim just needs to go to freaking merch claim, dude.
Jim.
Jim, Joe, dude, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
When are you going to officially launch?
I don't know, man. If I would have won this pitch off, there was a little bit of money that came with that, and you also get a free year in their incubator. You get like an office and stuff in this business incubator. Mm-hmm. And I think that would have helped me push up launch to maybe May or June. I think fourth quarter, either way, is super realistic. Yeah. Right now, a lot of the whole platform is built. The hard part's done. Now it's the user experience. So when you go and you sign up for your subscription plan, that's going to pull up a form, and you got to complete this form where there's going to be a whole catalog of all the products that you can have in your store, and you've got to pick 15 of what you want. And then each product you print, you've got to check, do you want the artwork in the center chest, the left chest, and you also have to upload your artwork, right? So upload your artwork here, and then do you want that on the here, blah, blah, blah. And it's like a quick 15 to 20 minute form, and then that will kick to my email. That'll show me that somebody signed up. I'll see that they paid the sign up fee, and that starting in exactly 1 month is when their subscription kicks in and they start paying that. And then I have all my instructions on what they want in their store, what artwork they want on their products in the store, and where they want that artwork put. And it comes all in this nice little PDF attachment in my email that shows me the instructions. Mm-hmm. And I actually have a guy that I'm working with, an overseas designer, that's going to kick to him, and he's going to do the whole thing. I've actually been working with him, showing him how to design these things and add them to the stores and stuff like that. Yeah. I've basically set up, it's called API. API is, it gets a little technical. It's like web nerd stuff, like web design nerd stuff, but I'm basically synced up with the supply chain, the people that do the printing. They have 3 or 4 locations in the United States, across the United States. And every time an order takes place on any one of my customers, any one of my user stores, that automatically kicks to them and goes into their queue, and they see it, and it all works automatically. And it also works on the back end. So it's really easy to build these stores. I've set it up to where it's a step-by-step process. You select the product, you put the design on it, you add it to the store, and it's just freaking all automated. So it's automated on the back end all the way to the supply chain. And that was the hard part. That's what took the most work. That's all done, ready to go. So now I just have to finish the catalog, putting the whole catalog together so people can see the catalog and pick what product they want in their store. And then this form, building out this form to where they select the product, they upload the artwork, and they also check where they want it and stuff like that. That is the next phase. And that's going to be a decent amount of work on the web design side, making it a really smooth user experience and making it all automated to where when you go and you pay all your stuff, then you fill out that form. I'm also not sure how to do that. Maybe I'd ask you, and like, again, it'll probably come down to do it for a while in a beta stage and see what works better. Right. But I'm almost wondering if I have them fill out the form first. Like, get started today, pick your subscription plan, fill out the form, and then pay. Because if they put in all that work on the form, saying how they want their store and what they want, and now they got to pay, they're going to be more likely to follow through with the process if they put in all that work, right?
Right.
Or is that going to give me a bunch of cart abandonment to where they're like, dude, I didn't want a homework project. I just wanted to pay and freaking be pumped on it.
That could go either way, dude.
So I don't know.
Yeah. You have to try. You have to try and fail on that one.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of that stuff. So it's all about launching. Like, there's no one perfect way to do it. It's all about just getting. And technically, I'm already kind of at a beta stage right now because I've almost got 24 stores live right now on the platform, but none of them are paying subscription. It's all things that I've just done for people because I want to get their feedback and I want to get like some good.
You want to test it out and see make sure all the bugs are worked out. How is that going?
Good, dude. Good.
Functions properly.
I'd say out of the 24, I'd probably say like maybe half of them are actively excited about it, and I see orders coming in and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The other half of them, I mean, the stores look good. They're happy with it. It's just, you're going to get that. Just like with the Shopify thing. You know, out of all those people that sign up with it, a lot of them never launched their store just because like people, you know.
Don't know how.
It's a percentage of people that just follow through with every step, right? And keep it going. Yeah. So.
Right.
Yeah, dude, it's good. It's good. I get a lot of feedback. I've gotten another cool thing I've learned from some of the beta users is they're like, well, what if I want my own products? Like, yeah, I have the online store, but I also want to have some of these products to show people. I think you and I talked about this last month. It's like I want to have my own little inventory. So I created a discount code. Not only are you getting a % revenue back to you, so that's kind of like a discount, right?
Yeah.
But if you, I'm thinking like maybe on like $300 or $400 purchase, because you'd probably spend that much if you wanted to get a bunch of your own shit to show.
Right.
I'm going to give you a fat little discount code. So if you're checking out with like say $300 worth of product, if you're checking out with that, you'll have your own coupon code that like knocks another huge percentage off that. So that's allowing you to get all your own inventory for.
So you can hold cheap. That inventory, the $300 worth of inventory.
Yeah, like say like Joe's food truck, he wanted to maybe hang some of it up in the windows to where it's like check out the shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you can do whatever you want with that. Like you're not getting, it's like when you do that, like anything that's discounted or promoted, you're not getting a revenue share on that. The revenue share is after shipping, after taxes, and with no discounts or promotions. As soon as someone uses any type of coupon code or anything like that, that's not going towards your revenue share. So you wouldn't get a discount twice on that, but you would get a fat discount on that just to where you can, have some stuff on your shelves if you want it. And then you got such a good deal on that if you want to sell that personally out of your store, you'll make money on it right there. Right. Boom.
Get your money back at least.
And yeah, I'm still getting my subscription dues every month, so everybody's happy.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, dude, it's sick.
Moving right along.
Fuck yeah. So I was looking at on my projections on my profit loss statement. Month one, I because this is all assuming. Month one, I said we'll get 4 new subscriptions. That's 1 a week. We'll get 4 new subscriptions month one, and by month 18, we're still only getting 10 to 12 new subscriptions a month. So it's super realistic. It's super modest. By the 18th month, I think I figured out the marketing good enough to where like, 10 to 12 new people are subscribing on the platform every month. That's not insane to think
Pretty
about.
Reasonable, right?
Even then, assuming that every store sells about 7 products a month, like 7 t-shirts, 7 hoodies, whatever a month, dude, by month 18, I'm already like well over 6-figure revenues annually. That's insane, right? Dude, that's crazy.
It makes sense though. Like that doesn't surprise me at all.
Dude, so pumped on it. And then what I said, by the end of year 3, we're looking at 20 to 25 new subscriptions a month. And now it's getting over $500,000 a year between product sales and subscription dues. And I'm kicking back revenue. You're getting a percentage of the revenue, up to 20% revenue share, depending on what tier you're in. But even then, like, I'm covering my cost to get it printed, and I'm getting a couple percentage points on the actual sales too. So not only am I getting a subscription, but I'm getting a small, obviously the user gets the lion's share of the revenue share, but on the actual product sales, but I'm getting a little piece of that too. So, and that's with me using the current supply chain. if I start getting confident enough to where I see a bunch of this product selling and a bunch of it, dude, I might just start freaking getting my own printers, right? Set up shop myself at that point.
Absolutely.
Because then you're freaking making a killing on all that stuff.
There's a lot of printing places out here, big industrial printing places.
Really?
Yeah.
Out in you're in North Carolina?
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Yeah, I worked at a Pokemon card facility.
No way.
Humongous, yeah.
That's a trip. They freaking got a bunch of theft protection out there or what?
I mean, supposedly.
Are you guys printing the cards like from beginning to end?
Yeah.
Dude, people out there getting Charizards, bro, freaking pocketing that shit.
Hell yeah, we were. No, but you can't, like, if they're imperfect, like they have pretty good security there.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty shitty job.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, any of that production type shit. But that's still cool, yeah. Dude, there's a whole world of printing stuff out there, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this enlightening episode of Almost Above Average. We hope you enjoyed our conversation with Lonnie Doyle, the brilliant mind behind the AWFL clothing apparel and merch claim. If you found today's episode valuable and inspiring, we kindly ask for your support. Please take a moment to leave us a 5-star review on your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback means the world to us and helps us reach more listeners like you. We also love hearing from our audience, so feel free to email us at mcmedia.network.llc@gmail.com with your thoughts, feedback, or ideas for future episodes. We truly appreciate your input. Lastly, don't forget to share this episode with a loved one who you think would benefit from our discussions on technology, business, creativity, and more. Sharing is caring, and we would be thrilled to welcome new listeners to our community. Thank you for being part of the Almost Above Average platform. Stay inspired, keep exploring, and until next time, take care.